Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Alan and today we're checking out the AngeTube 2K HDR webcam. Now this webcam, yes, it will shoot up to 2K and it has actually, it's pretty cool. It's a built-in ring light. So right now that's not on. I have some other lights on in here, but let me put that ring light on. And we're shooting this, whoa, that's pretty bright. So you can actually adjust this a little bit based on what you need, the brightness. But that is awesome. So you have the ring light built in to it right there. There's also a little privacy window. So if I do the privacy window, bye, hello. So the privacy window is built right into this. It's really cool having that ring light in there. So if you're not shooting like other videos and things like that and you need that little extra light, you don't have to hook up other light bars. It's getting the power right from the camera, from the USB, and you can adjust that ring light. So yes, I am shooting this in the 2K format right here. And a lot of times you'll see people that they'll review the webcams. They're not even shot on the webcams or at the max resolution that the webcams can do. So this will really give you an idea of what this webcam looks like at 2K. So right now there's an automatic focus mode, which it's using here. And you can see with the lighting in here, the lighting's okay, but it is doing a really good job on just the color rendering and the lighting. Now the audio, that's up to you what you're looking for. So I have most of the audio running through another microphone that's picking me up during this, so it sounds nice and clear. The audio on the AngeTube, here's a test of it. So right here is an example of what the microphone sounds like here on the AngeTube webcam. I think it does a really great job picking it up. I'm about 1.5 feet away from it, so it'll probably be fine for live stream or like meetings like that. But my recommendation is if you want to have really great sound, you probably want to add another dedicated microphone that's going to be closer to you. But for most projects and most things, this is doing a great job by itself. This webcam was super easy to set up. It also has some really great features. You have a tripod mount and it has the mount for the monitor, which opens up. You can rotate it pretty much any way you want to, which is really great too. Now, also with this webcam, it comes with a remote because it has not only that auto mode to focus, but also has a manual mode. So on here, this is pretty much what you're looking at the field of view. So if you're looking for something wider than this, then this may not be what you're looking for, but this is the field of view. I think this is great for most people that are doing webcam. Sometimes you may want a really wide shot that you can focus in on. 100% up to you. So on this remote, let me show you kind of what it looks like. See if that will focus in there. It depends on what it is. So, all right. Actually, what I'm going to do, the autofocus, I'm going to switch it over to this macro mode and you'll get a better idea so you can see most of the buttons there. It does a pretty good job focusing for the most part, depending on what how close you are. You got to figure some of these things out. But there is also brightness. So if you want to bring the brightness down, anything like that, you could do it also while you're recording. There is zoom and pan. So let's see if I want to do, let's see that. And I want to zoom in a little bit. So if you zoom in, like you're seeing there, this is obviously a digital zoom. It's not an optical zoom. It still looks pretty good. You can crop that shot a little bit, but once you zoom, then you can use the pan and tilt feature depending on what you need. Now, if you're zoomed all the way out, you're not going to get that feature, obviously, because it's using that full field of view and there's nowhere else for it to go. If you want to pan and tilt, you would have to turn the camera. Now, let's see. So you can also switch it from 50 to 60 hertz, depending on your need. I think USA, most of us are used to, I believe it's 60 hertz. If you flip it to 50, you may see a little bit of flicker. You can mute it right on here. Also, again, you have that brightness level and all that type of fun stuff. You can also go privacy, bye, hello. So you don't even have to use the little privacy window up top. And then we have that focus mode. So the focus mode, I did have a little bit of trouble with at first when I was testing it out. But for the most part, autofocus, you can see exactly what it does. So if I go here, or if I lean a little bit forward, you can see pretty much how good that is. Now, what I found is that sometimes I feel with the autofocus, the stuff in the background, so you see where it says, this shoulder, where it says living, I felt like that is a lot more clear than what I am. So I talked to AngeTube, and AngeTube said, hey, you know what? You can, yes, maybe it's slightly clearer depending on where you're sitting, how much light is coming in, but what you could do is you could switch it to the manual mode, which I'll do right here. And once we're in manual mode, I know it says it looks like it's locked, but then what you could do is you can actually use the button to hold it in and then adjust it slightly. So here's autofocus, and let's go back to manual mode, and then you'll see it goes blurry. And if I hold it down on the remote, you're gonna see it's starting to come into play here, and it's sometimes it does that. I don't know why it does that. So it gets to that point, and then you let go, and then it's not there anymore. So what's good? All right, we'll go with that. So that's what I like, and now it's in manual mode, and it's captured me. What I kind of felt was a little weird, that little icon that was up there showed the Infinity logo. So at first when I tried it, I'm like, yeah, if it's Infinity, it should be seeing everything, right? Everything should be in focus, should be, you know, yeah, everything should be in focus. But that's not really the Infinity mode. It's more or less, there isn't, I guess, an Infinity setting, so you see everything, but you're using a manual focus. Now, there is no manual focus ring on the camera itself. You know, that is just for that ring light. And I'm going to just make that a little bit brighter there so you can get an idea of the brightness change. But it's really cool having this remote. So if you're doing stuff, you know, right on your camera, you can easily just grab the remote even while you're live and change a few things. Not a big deal. Very easy to use. So AngeTube also has, they have their own software, the software that comes with it. Now, what I found with the software was, yes, it's really great. It has a lot of features in it. You can do like different captures. Now, I believe they told me it was based on OBS. So if you're familiar with OBS, it may look like a little bit of a same type of setup, like how the scenes work and things like that. What I ran into there on OBS was that I could capture in 2K, or I could see a preview in 2K, but I could not export in 2K, and it was only allowing me to export a max of 1080. I tried all different ways. It gives you a lot of options for different formats and you know, all these different things, and I still could not do it. So when I talked to them, they said they know about it. It's coming in a future release, which will be really soon, which will allow you to work on 2K. But you could always use other programs if you want to export to 2K. If not, you can use their program, which is included with the camera. Also, if you register with them, no cost, you just send them your information, your computer code, and you register and you get access to some other filters and things like that through the software. The software itself was really easy to use and really straightforward, but I wanted the 2K output, obviously, for this video. So what I did, I just recorded through this is the Microsoft Camera webcam software, which you can download for free too, and then you can just record it that way. So I thought just doing that to share with you what it looks like in 2K is all good. But again, very soon in the future, they're gonna release a update for that software, and then you'll be able to output into all these different formats and get all those filters and things like that. You can really control the camera. I believe you also have the camera controls right in that software too, which, you know what, let me go ahead and just show you what this interface looks like in the software. All right, so here is the AngeTube software. You can see I'm actually running right through the webcam into the software. So what you do is you just set up the video capture device. You can add more, so if you want to do some type of switching between them, you could do that. And then you can also add scenes and things like that. So like I said, this is exactly, or not exactly, but very close to like what something that OBS would be doing. So you have different options down here. You can start recording and all these other, you can flip the screen if you needed to do that, I guess, based on the webcam. And then you can go into here. So once we click our video capture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so it's not making you crazy looking at me. But you can see I have it set for 2K right now. So this is the 2K window. So if we click here and then we go over to camera, you can see all the different controls, everything from brightness to gain, 60 Hertz, our zoom function. So if I want to go in and out, we can also do the focus right there. So a lot of the same features. You can still use the remote if you want to do that while you're on this. but you can see right here, so that's a little soft focus. If I go right there, I can pop it in. And that's why this software is a little nicer than something like what we actually recorded the full review on in 2K, because it has all these different properties and features that you can control it right there. Next in this, let's see, we got all these different features that are going to change, like what the color looks like, and just some nice filters that you could easily add. Now, these filters are not available unless you register. Again, no cost to the software to register, but you just register your computer code with them, and then it gives you options to use this. So that's pretty cool if you want to do anything like that. We have our crop, so if you wanted to crop it from the screen also. And then it shows your audio mix depending on what you're doing here. You have your desktop audio, mic, aux, video capture, all that type of fun stuff. So we have a pretty good help. You can update, import profiles, export. Now there does support for remux recordings, which pretty much, I think it's the files. So for some reason you were recording here and it stopped. Traditionally, if you were just recording the normal MP4, then you would be out of luck for the most part. Either the file could fail, or you can't recombine them. With remux recordings, you can recombine them and it will rebuild the file. So you can show those. And then we have all our different settings. So you can set your language. There's only one system default theme. Here's all the different output options that you have here. I have it set for MP4. You can see you have rescale options, a lot of really big stuff. You can set your target bit rates. And now this is what I was talking about. So this is the base canvas resolution. So I could set the resolution. I only have the option for 1920 by 1080 and 1280 by 720, even though this is a 2K camera. So with that in mind, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. That's the only settings. But again, like I mentioned, that they are pushing an update very soon that will give you the option to export to 2K if you wanted to do that. So very easy to use, very straightforward. I really do like it. If you're looking to just record 1080 max for right now, you might as well just download it. The software is free and you can use all the settings in there. If you want something a little bit more for the time being to get that 2K, if you need that, then you can get some other pieces of free software. Like I mentioned, I'll put a link to that below as well. Just overall, a really nice piece of equipment, a really great webcam. I really like the ring light that's on top there, and I think it does a really good job with the overall quality. I think from a 2K perspective, I think this gets a really good quality to it. Now for some, depending on what you're looking at, if I move my hands or there's a lot of motion, not that I'm saying there's a big lag, but some people may say this is not as smooth as they like it. It all depends on what you're doing. On the webcam, if you're just talking and having a meeting, I think it's totally fine. I don't see any real choppiness, and I think it captures and represents the image and video really well. If you're looking for something like this, this may be something that you want to check out. I'm Alan from Damn Good Reviews. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe right here, and I'll see you in my next video.